Right now, live at 5.
Low levels of COVID transmission, the signs of optimism in St. Louis County.
Plus, the latest on a brutal attack in a Duluth home that left a woman in the hospital and a man behind bars. And the latest jobs report is out, and it shows unemployment is almost back to pre-pandemic levels.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Bakke. Briggs is off tonight. COVID-19 rates in St. Louis County are at their lowest point since late August of 2021. According to the CDC, St. Louis County is now considered to have low community levels, meaning fewer precautions are recommended. CBS 3's Natalie Grant spoke with county health leaders today. Natalie, what did they have to say?
Well, Kristen, the COVID situation in St. Louis County is starkly different from just 1 month ago when we saw the highest case rate since the start of the pandemic. Now, that data health leaders say is a welcome sight as we head towards those warmer months. Now, just for comparison, at the start of January, St. Louis County surpassed 640 daily cases reported. Since then, cases have fallen quickly, with the latest data reporting just 14. Now, the same can be seen at hospitals, where hospitalization numbers were cut in half between January and February. Amy Westbrook with St. Louis County says there is not one thing that caused this drop, but this trend is similar to what we saw heading into the summer last year. She says this year a higher vaccination rate mixed with new immunity could be playing a factor.
We had a lot of disease in our community, mostly mild, which was good. But we have a lot of, hopefully we have a lot of immunity based on vaccine and then based on exposure too.
Now, Westbrook also mentioned that the CDC recently changed their guidelines of community transmission levels to not only count new cases, but other factors like hospitalizations. But at the end of the day, she says it's an optimistic sign. And Kristen, it's not just St. Louis County. Taking a look across the Northland region, most of the counties are at that low transmission levels. There are some exceptions like Koochiching and Bayfield counties and Lake County that are at that medium level. Meanwhile, Iron and Gogebic counties are remaining high.
Well, certainly nice to hear some positive news.
Yeah, a little
there.
hope on the horizon.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Natalie. Well, meanwhile, after being a COVID hotspot during much of the pandemic, Itasca County is also seeing optimistic case trends. County health leaders say numbers are starting to drop after hitting record highs over the winter. They're now seeing rates similar to August of last year. Their 14-day case average dropped to the mid-20s after reaching 172 during the Omicron surge. Public health leader Kelly Chandler says the hospitals are also seeing patient numbers drop.
It is just such a relief to come up and take a breath of air and regroup because we don't know what's coming. I mean, it could hit us again.
Chandler says getting case rates to zero is not a realistic expectation, but they do hope to see the numbers continue to drop into the summer and more people head outside rather than gathering indoors. Duluth Public Schools will no longer require face masks. Starting Monday, wearing masks will no longer be mandated, but instead optional. The district first implemented a mandatory mask policy for students and staff in August. The decision to lift that policy comes as COVID-19 community spread has dropped to low levels. The district still has the option to implement a 10-day mask mandate if transmission rates spike. Families and staff are asked to be prepared for a possible switch and keep masks on hand. A man is behind bars and a woman in the hospital after a brutal attack in a Duluth home. 35-year-old Anthony Holloway of Duluth is charged with attempted second-degree murder and child endangerment. Court documents show Holloway stabbed his 32-year-old pregnant girlfriend multiple times while she was asleep. The incident happened just after 5 Wednesday morning at an apartment in Duluth's Kenwood neighborhood. CBS 3's Rob Coles has been following this case for us and has the latest.
Kristen, Holloway is accused of stabbing his girlfriend up to 15 times in her chest, neck, back, and heart. Court documents say the stabbing started while the victim was sleeping in bed with the couple's 1-year-old child. Documents also say the victim was 2 months pregnant at the time. Police got the call of a violent domestic incident early Wednesday morning. The woman says she woke up to Holloway stabbing her in the back. As she tried to get away, Holloway started stabbing the front of her body repeatedly. Documents show Holloway was threatening to kill her as he lunged at her with the knife. The woman was eventually able to get out of the apartment and get help from a neighbor who called police. At that time, Holloway closed and locked the apartment door with the 1-year-old and 8-year-old still inside. Neither child was physically hurt. Documents say Holloway and the woman had been in a relationship for 5 years, and the past 2 years had become increasingly violent. Court documents say Holloway knew his girlfriend was pregnant at the time. They also say he had threatened the woman with a knife at the time she was pregnant with their 1-year-old. Holloway reportedly told the woman he hoped the baby would die. We do know at this time the woman is in stable condition. There's no word on the status of her pregnancy.
We will be continuing to follow this story. Thank you, Rob. Holloway remains in jail tonight. There is currently no bail listed. The woman's name will not be released due to domestic violence privacy laws. No word on who currently has custody of the children. Today, Minnesota's governor signed an executive order ending any state support of Russia. Governor Tim Walz signed that executive order requiring all state agencies terminate existing contracts with Russian entities and refrain from entering into any future contracts. The order aims to condemn aggression from the Russian government and support the people of Ukraine. It also strongly encourages other Minnesotan individuals, companies, and organizations to end contracts with Russia. Meanwhile, NATO is warning the worst is yet to come in Russia's war on Ukraine. This morning, the UN Security Council held an emergency meeting after Russia took control of Europe's largest nuclear power plant. Overnight, heavy shelling sparked a brief fire, but there are no reports of radiation escaping. Well, Dave joins us now for a look at the weather. Dave, pretty calm out there today, but we're in for quite a weekend.
Yeah, that big low pressure system is still rumbling towards us and threatening to cover just about all of the region with one alert or another. So let's sort things out right now and take a look at who gets what. Winter storm warning for the head of the lakes, including the Twin Ports and the South Shore and into east central Minnesota. That's for Saturday. Now up the Arrowhead here, we're looking at a winter storm watch for the rest of northeastern Minnesota, or at least much of northeastern Minnesota. It may or may not happen there. And then there's a straight up ice storm warning for parts of the South Shore and the UP, because this wet, juicy system may not bring much in the way of snow totals according to the latest charts, but a fair amount of ice could be mixed in with this mix, and that's going to make things awfully slippery and make travel very difficult. Things could begin lightly after midnight tonight and then pick up by tomorrow evening, and that's when they'll get their wildest through about the noon hour on Sunday. Short-term forecast says tonight, mostly cloudy sky gives way to chance for light mix after midnight, like I mentioned. Low temps, low 20s. Tomorrow, high temp near 30. Warm enough aloft for rain mixed into the deal, and that's where the slip will come from. So winter storm watch for many of us, and we'll be watching it as it continues to dominate the area, and I'll bring the latest on it coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, it's Friday, which means it's almost time to hit the trails. We've got snow reports from across the Northland coming up in Trail by Trail.
There are so many options with Medicare, I don't know where to start.
If you're new to Medicare, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota can help you understand your Medicare benefits and choices with this free guide. With 96% of Minnesota doctors and hospitals in the Blue Cross network, plus a broad selection of affordable Medicare plans developed for Minnesotans by Minnesotans, it's no wonder nearly 1 out of 2 Minnesota seniors has a Blue Cross Medicare plan. From Bemidji to Blue Earth, Twin Cities to Two Harbors, Blue Cross has you covered. Call now for your free copy of the step-by-step guide to Medicare from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota. You'll find the answers you need in this easy-to-understand guide. There is absolutely no obligation.
The guide laid it all out so clearly. It helped me understand what Medicare does and doesn't cover, and how I could add coverage if I wanted to.
Perhaps you're thinking about a Medicare Advantage plan. Blue Cross has you covered there as well. Blue Cross offers Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage and many other benefits, some starting at a $0 monthly plan premium.
I get to keep my doctor, and I'm saving money. Can't beat that.
My cost for an x-ray was $0.
Plus, select plans include $0 copays on insulin and preferred generic medications. Blue Cross Medicare Advantage plans also provide extra perks at no extra cost. From dental, hearing, and vision benefits to Silver Sneakers fitness memberships, and even benefits for over-the-counter medications.
Thanks to Blue Cross, I understand how Medicare works, my options, and what the cost might be.
So whether you're watching from Worthington or tuning in from Tonka Bay, pick up the phone and call for your free step-by-step guide to Medicare from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota. Call or go online now. You and Blue, because together is better.
Stay connected to live local CBS 3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Friday evening. You can see the wind is whipping out there, and there is open water in the canal. Fire officials warned earlier this week March is a dangerous month to be on the Great Lake. Dave will be in with this weekend's full forecast in just a few minutes, but first, let's take a look around the region. From Tower to Solon Springs, we've got what you need to know before jumping on the sled as we take you around the Northland trail by trail. We start off in the Lake Vermillion Tower area tonight with a report from the Vermillion Penguin Snowmobile Club. The club has been around since 1966 and grooms trails like the Iron Ore Trail from Tower to Embarrass and connection trails to the Arrowhead Trail and the Taconite Trail. They stake 60 miles on Lake Vermillion and groom 62 miles of land trails. The club hosts weekly rides and says the trails are in prime shape this season. With so many nearby communities, you can ride for days and not cover the same ground twice. Next, we head to Washburn with a report from the Valhellers. The club started in the 1970s and works with the Bayfield County Snowmobile Alliance. They operate 2 groomers to cover trails in and around Washburn, trails around the Mount Valhalla recreation area, and all the way toward Bayfield and Cornucopia. Groomers are out every day they can be. The club says they've had awesome snow this year, and after last week's additional 30 inches, the trails are in the best shape they've seen in years. And next we head over to Ashland with a report from their local snowmobile club. They maintain 50 miles of trails in northern Ashland County and then trails to Marengo, Sanborn, and the Tri-County Corridor. Currently, all of their trails are in excellent condition, again, thanks to that nearly 30 inches of snow in last week's storm. The club also teaches safety classes to around 70 students a year, providing scholarships to high school seniors to continue their education. And we wrap up in Solon Springs tonight with a report from the Jack Pine Riders. The club grooms trails in the Solon Springs and Gordon areas. They say their trails are looking great, but there are storm clouds on the horizon. Right now, the warmish temps and sun have led to a few bare spots, but groomers have been out working with the snow they have. They say things are excellent right now, but tomorrow's storm is a wild card, so ride while you can. Some good advice there. If you or someone you know is part of a local snowmobile alliance, send us your club's report, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland trail by trail. Still to come on Live at 5, a Northland staple will soon return. Find out when Gordy's Hi-Hat will open for the season in just a few minutes.
Boy, if Gordy's is going to open soon, then the A&W family restaurant up in Aurora can't be too far behind. And that means spring may eventually get here after a bit of a hiccup this week. And yeah, we've got a winter storm coming our way. It looks to be more ice than snow, though, so it could be a slippery mess. And we'll talk about the latest on it coming up after our break.
Stay connected to live local CBS 3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
Russell, what does this have to do with law?
Absolutely nothing.
Injured? Call Stockman Law Office. Auto collisions, work injuries, all injuries. Call anytime, 218-576-8599. Free consultation, no recovery, no fee. Stockman Law Office. Serious injuries, serious law.
Are you suffering from chronic pain after a surgery? Have you had a knee replacement or foot or ankle surgery and have been experiencing tingling or burning sensations? Our team at Northland Anesthesia Associates are fellowship trained and board certified and can work with you to create a customized, effective treatment plan to provide you with surgical-free pain relief. We can even offer relief for TMJ pain and post-COVID symptoms such as loss of taste or smell or fatigue and brain fog. Visit us online at naa.care or call today for the relief you deserve.
I'm Nora O'Donnell in our nation's capital.
We're here at the White House with the President of the United States.
Thanks for having me.
Our exclusive access to the presidential platform. We will witness yet another moment in history.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell from Washington, D.C.
Just follow me. I'll lead the way.
There's always something new under the sun.
Oh, you just put me in a good mood.
CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Our storm is coming, so let's take a look at the timeline. Tonight, we have the clouds already. After midnight, I think a light mix is going to begin. It won't add up to much at first. Saturday, it may stay a bit on the light side through much of the daylight hours, but into the evening, it becomes heavy and a little bit wilder indeed for just about everybody here in the region. But then it hits us hard, it hits us fast, it goes away. Sunday afternoon, we become cloudy, but we will be dry. So it'll be a fast process here. We'll have to hunker down for a day and a half or so, but after that, hopefully things will ease up. And spring, well, maybe spring we can start hoping for, at least vaguely, if not imminently. Here's what's going on right now at the airport in Duluth. We're looking at 25 degrees at the airport, and the sky, of course, is cloudy. Easterly winds running 15 miles per hour. So another thing we get along with the storm system, along with rain and ice, it'll be winds that go towards 20 miles per hour. Relative humidity only 34% right now, but things should get pretty juicy here as a lot of rain comes down mixed in with snow and sleet. Current temps looking at mid-20s to about 30 degrees here for northern parts of Minnesota. Very similar process for central Minnesota and the North Shore as well. For the Upper Peninsula, 29 to 35 is the current range of temps, and we're going 25 to 35 for our friends in Wisconsin. An example is 25 over there in Superior. Looking at the Doppler map for the region at this moment, there was a little wave, a little test pattern, so to speak, for the approaching low pressure system that brought some very light snows to parts of the Arrowhead and a couple of little sprinkles of snow showers there in northern Wisconsin and the UP as well. But that is not the main event, no indeed. That is farther off towards the west. It's that Colorado low that's coming our way, packing a 90% chance for this mix. Like I mentioned, beginning after midnight, working its way through the area through about the noon hour on Sunday. For Saturday, the warm front pushes up a rain chance into Wisconsin, a mixed chance through northern Wisconsin and towards the head of the lakes, and lighter snows in the northern parts of Minnesota. But that won't be all of it. Again, the worst of it could be coming in through early Sunday morning. But then already, yeah, that low gets out of here. And if not higher pressure filtering in behind it, well, at least drier conditions, cloudy but dry, perhaps by 1 p.m. come Sunday. And that'll give us a chance to get out and de-ice, because again, there could be a fair amount of ice in the deal here. Take a look at our precip plan for this weekend. Then as far as totals go, you know, we might manage 3 to 6 inches of a wintry mix for the North Shore and the South Shore and the head of the lakes, the 6 inches for the higher elevations, the 3 for the rest of that region. Then on the flanks, inland communities, maybe a trace to 3 inches. But do keep in mind, if that doesn't sound too impressive, it gets awfully slippery if you put a little rain and ice on top of it. Now, tonight, on top of the sky, we look at a mostly cloudy one, and the mix again for Minnesotans after midnight. Low temps 18 to 23 above. For Wisconsin and Michigan, about 23 to 25 for the low temps, and the mix should begin after midnight there too. For tomorrow, 90% chance for the rain-snow mix for Wisconsin and Michigan, highs 32 to 38. 80% chance for Minnesotans. So if anyone dodges this, it might be up towards International Falls where they sit on the sidelines and watch the rest of us slip around. High temps could be close to 30 for tomorrow. And after we shake off the mix, there's a 30% chance for light snow Sunday morning, and then it dries up at least through Monday, though another round of flurries and lighter snows will come for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Kristen.
You know, I'm not too bothered by having to hunker down a little bit tomorrow. Sometimes I look forward to those days.
Yeah, that's true. But
just relax, get some indoor projects done.
Okay, I might have to do that myself as a gearhead. I kind of like to get one of the old cars fired up and tool around a little bit.
Well, that's true.
Tooling is different than slipping, so
very true.
I may have to stay static.
I think so. Thanks, Dave. And just like that, we can order those famous milkshakes and burgers again. Gordy's Hi Hat in Cloquet will open for its 62nd season on March 23rd. The famous burger joint is only open for the spring and summer months. During the pandemic, Gordy's served customers in a car hop style. However, last season, they had welcomed back guests to dine in. The Cloquet community and the Lundquist family were saddened by the loss of Gordy, the owner of Gordy's Hi Hat, in July. He was 93 years old. Gordy's family continues to uphold his legacy and keep the business running. A reminder to anglers, it's almost time to get your fish house off the ice. In Minnesota, that deadline is quickly approaching. For those in the southern region of the state, south of Highway 10 and 200, shelters must be off by midnight Monday. For the northern region, you have until March 21st. Additionally, houses on the Minnesota-Wisconsin border had to be off on the 1st, and those on the Canadian border have until the end of March. And in Wisconsin, permanent ice shelters must be removed from inland state waters by March 15th. That also applies for Great Lakes and inland lakes north of Highway 64. For waters south of Highway 64, the deadline is this Sunday. Portable shelters are allowed in both states after these dates. The DNR wants to remind anglers no ice is 100% safe and to be especially cautious after this weekend's messy winter system. It's that time of the show where we get to talk about adoptable pets, and today's pet comes to us from the Humane Society of Douglas County in Superior. This is Katy Kitty. She is 12 years old, and our friends at the shelter tell us if you like sassy but sweet old gals, she's the cat for you. She loves snuggles and pets and would do best in a quieter home. If you would like to set up an appointment to adopt Katy Kitty, you can call the number on your screen. She is beautiful. Still to come, as the pandemic nears the 2-year mark in the U.S., unemployment across the country has almost rebounded. Where the job market sits next.
Now is the time to turn your dream into a reality with 11% off design and buy projects at Menards. Breeze through your project planning with ease using interactive tools that factor in the details that matter. If you're dreaming of a kitchen with an island for entertaining, a deck to grill up the perfect hot dog, or a post frame building large enough to protect your prized possessions, what are you waiting for? Get a free estimate with instant pricing and buy your project today with Design and Buy at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now.
Save on your fave at Arrowhead Supply. Right now, get $200 off stressless signature base recliners, classic base recliners with power, and new stressless cross base recliners. Or get a free accessory with purchase. It's time for stressless. Shop Arrowhead Supply in Duluth and Virginia.
Rental cars are in high demand, but now there's another option. Rent a Toyota RAV4 or Sienna from Cary Toyota in Superior. Current models fill the rental fleet at competitive pricing. Rent for a single day or save with a weekly rental rate. Enjoy the reliability of Toyota on your next road trip. Unlimited mileage is automatically included when you rent at Cary Toyota in Superior. That's right, unlimited miles. You don't have to buy a new car to drive a new car. Call Cary Toyota in Superior to reserve your rental vehicle today. Voted best car dealer 22 times.
Black Bear Casino Resort will have you feeling lucky in March. Saturday nights beginning March 5th through the 19th. 4 winners will be chosen each hour between 6 and 9 p.m. for a chance at winning up to $1,500. Then on Grand Prize Night, Saturday, March 26th, 3 winners will be chosen each hour for a chance at up to $10,000. Start earning entries February 27th. Visit blackbearcasinoresort.com for details. Make the Bear your place to feel lucky in March.
COVID cases are continuing to drop, and many are returning to the workforce, and that's helping the job market improve. Michael George has the latest numbers.
It's hard to find anyone looking for work in Elkhart, Indiana. The area has the lowest unemployment in the country at just under 1%, and local businesses have plenty of jobs available.
We need servers, bartenders, cooks.
And strong hiring continues nationwide. In February, the economy added a better-than-expected 678,000 jobs, and the unemployment rate dropped to 3.8%. It's a huge change from 2 years ago, when the coronavirus led to shutdowns and massive job losses. Unemployment is now almost back to pre-pandemic levels. President Biden touted the new numbers.
Job gains in February were broad-based across sectors, from construction to retail to manufacturing to leisure and hospitality.
But the positive report comes as challenges here and abroad create uncertainty in the economy. The war in Ukraine has sent gas prices skyrocketing. That, coupled with overall inflation, could cause U.S. consumers to tighten the purse strings.
When we have higher prices as consumers or businesses, we may not spend as freely in the economy. And if we don't spend freely, then we are not going to be creating the demand necessary to bring more jobs online.
The Federal Reserve plans to raise interest rates later this month in an attempt to bring down inflation and keep the job market rolling. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
On this Friday night, the call to assassinate Putin. Tonight, the U.S. senator who's asking Russians to take out their president, saying it's the only way to end the war in Ukraine, as the threat of nuclear catastrophe is narrowly averted. Plus, gas prices continue to skyrocket as the stock market takes a turn for the worst. And we go on the road, a grandfather's wish to hug his family made possible by the kindness of students. That's all coming up here on the CBS Evening News.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. If you're 45 years or older, talk to your provider about screening options. The best colorectal cancer screening is the one that gets done.
Buy one, get one for $1 at McDonald's. Or as we like to call it, they can't have just one deal. Choose between a sausage biscuit, sausage McMuffin, or hash browns. Get more of what you love. Buy one, get one for $1 at McDonald's.
Come on down to Hannah Johnson Fabrics and Sewing Studio in Lakeside Marketplace. Don't know where to start? Visit our new sewing classroom and studio. Whether you're a brand new sewist or you've sewn for years, we have a class for you at Hannah Johnson Fabrics. We'll help you get your projects going with our huge selection of high-quality designer and specialty fabrics. Our friendly staff will help you find exactly what you need. Come see us in person or register for classes online at hannahjohnsonfabrics.com.
Guess what? UCare Medicare Advantage plans are now 5-star rated. The highest possible score for member experience and satisfaction. A big thank you to all our members for the kind words and positive experiences that made this happen. And if you have any questions about your plan or benefits, our helpful decomplicators and 5-star planners are always ready to steer you straight. Even through this stuff, UCare. people-powered health plans.
Just follow me. I'll lead the way.
There's always something new under the sun.
Oh, you just put me in a good mood.
CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
Buy one, get one for $1 at McDonald's. Or as we like to call it, they can't have just one deal. Choose between a sausage biscuit, sausage McMuffin, or hash browns. Get more of what you love. Buy one, get one for $1 at McDonald's.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Friday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up at 6. Tonight at 5, we heard some optimistic news out of St. Louis County as COVID transmission rates countywide are listed as low. During the Omicron wave, the county saw more than 600 cases a day. This past week, daily cases barely topped a dozen a day. Cases across the Northland are dropping, with many counties now listed as medium to low transmission. And tonight at 6, this past Wednesday was Ash Wednesday, a significant holiday for many Christians across the region. What the Lenten season means to those who observe it and their communities tonight. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you back here at 6.